Let's say you're running a maintenance department in your operation, and let's say that you know there are some areas of opportunity and there's some things that you would really love to do to make some improvements to get the production people what they need and to really help out your team. Well, what's the best way to communicate that to upper management and also to your team? I've got a really cool template that I've used time and time again that works really, really well, and I'm going to share that with you in this video. Hi, my name's Ed. I'm the founder of edserver.com, and what we do is we help industrial operations professionals streamline, innovate, and scale. And in this video, I want to walk you through a template that I use a lot to communicate to both upper management as well as the maintenance professionals in the department and on the team changes that we want to make to improve the maintenance department. And what I call this template is a maintenance transformation plan. And I'm going to walk you through this template. I'm going to share it with you. But before I do, I want to just remind you of a tool, another tool that I shared in another video here on my channel called a maintenance radar tool. So let me just show you, kind of remind you or kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. I encourage you to go look at that other video so you can get an idea on how to fill out this radar tool to assess your maintenance department. But let me just share with you what it looks like, and then I will walk you through the transformation plan. So the maintenance radar tool looks like this. This is the outcome of a process where the maintenance team sits down with ideally together all of the technicians, the leadership within the maintenance department, as well as the production teams, maybe the quality teams and the operation safety teams, etc., and come up with an assessment of where the strengths are and where the areas of opportunity are in the maintenance department and the maintenance organization. And the outcome of that assessment is or a tool that I use is this maintenance radar tool, and the outcome of that assessment is what you see in front of you. This is an example. So there's 12 categories, and you do a self-assessment rating in each category. It takes a few hours, and then you get this kind of cool little radar effect, which is what the purple is on the screen here, or it kind of also looks like a spider web. So from here, you have a good baseline or a good assessment on how well or not so well your maintenance department is performing. So the next step then is to then take this and turn it into action, turn it into a plan that you can actually start to stretch out that radar. And the way to do that is not to just haphazardly come up with ideas, but a way to do that is actually sit down with your team and generate some potential solutions, actually problem solve why certain categories are lower than others, and really come up with a strategy, come up with a plan for the department. Typically spans 6, maybe 12 months out to where everyone is going to be focused on certain projects, certain initiatives to improve this radar, to stretch out that radar. And once you come up with these potential solutions, you can then put it into a single one-page document, which is the template I'm going to share with you here in a second. And from there, it will line out the current state of the organization, of the maintenance organization, and the plan and the action that's actually going to get you to stretching out that radar. So let me show you real quick what this template looks like. Actually, before I do that, I will walk you through the key components, and then I'll kind of share with you the components. So the key components of this template are as follows. So again, this is going to be it's going to look like a single sheet, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. This is typically like a ledger size, so it's like 17 inches tall, right? Piece of paper. And then going across the bottom here is going to be 11 inches, right? So a piece of 11 by 17 paper, and it's kind of broken down into a few sections. The first section up here is what we call the background. This is where you're actually going to sort of explain the background of the maintenance department, kind of where it's come in the last 12, maybe 2, 3, 5 years, sort of just a quick summary snapshot of where the maintenance department is actually, how it's evolved. And this is the good, the bad, and the ugly. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to have a section here which is talking about current state, which again is sort of supporting the background of the kind of the history of the maintenance department. The current state is where we actually, there's going to be a piece in here where I actually put a little, let me erase this here real quick. So in here, you're actually going to have this snapshot of your little radar diagram, okay? And this is going to kind of illustrate just a summary of the current state of your maintenance division, maintenance department. Then what you're going to do is there's going to be this whole section in here, which is what we call the proposal, right? So in here, you're going to state your goals, and you're going to state the resources that you need, all right? So again, if you follow from the top to the bottom, we're talking about current state, kind of the background, where do we stand right now in our maintenance department, and then we, illustrate with that radar kind of with the strengths and the weaknesses, and then we talk through the proposal. So these are the potential solutions. These are the major initiatives, the things that we're going to do as a team in order to stretch out that radar. And again, the goals are important. We want to have very tangible goals. There's another video that I did about core maintenance KPIs or benchmarks. So you want to incorporate some of those KPIs, those key performance indicators, into this proposal section, so you actually have some measurable things that you're looking at, whether it's overtime or it's uptime of equipment, et cetera, et cetera. And then resources, pretty straightforward. This could be people, tools, materials, maybe shops, things of that sort, things that are going to be necessary to achieve the goals. And then in the bottom part here is the actual implementation plan or the details, okay? So this is going to be something like, what is the initiative? Who owns the outcome of that initiative? What is the timing? And then what is the status? A Gantt chart, if you're familiar with using a Gantt chart, that's a good tool to use here to sort of lay out your implementation plan and the details. It could just be a simple matrix that shows, what's going to be done, who's going to be doing it, and by when and what the status is. So again, basic layout here. Let me show you now an actual template that I like to use with my clients. So here's what it looks like, and I'll sort of let me zoom in here a little bit for you. So again, what you see here is the background. So this is kind of an example, right? But it's sort of showing, what is the theme of the background of the maintenance department, right? And then we're going to talk about the current condition. So again, the current condition is kind of a breakdown of what we identified in our radar assessment, okay? So this is where we're going to actually start talking specifically about why are we low in certain areas on our radar, what are the specific drivers, and not just subjective statements, but actual information, actual data is always useful. Then we come down here at the bottom and we start looking at the proposal. So again, what is it that we're going to do to expand out that radar, to expand out that little purple blue area on our radar? Again, these are kind of the high level major initiatives and what's going to be, what do we need to get there? And then what are our goals, right? What are the things, what are we going after? What are the KPIs, the key performance indicators that we want to move the needle on so that we can achieve stretching out this radar, right? And then you can see here there's also resources. So do we need to hire people? Is there some capital investment that we need to make? Do we need to do a major equipment overhaul? Do we need to shut a line down and do a lot of heavy maintenance on it to get it up and running, etc.? And then again, down at the bottom here is going to be the implementation details. In this example, we are using a Gantt chart. So you can kind of see here the item. So what is it? What is the initiative? And I call it an anchor item here. So what is the category and what is the major initiative within that category that we're going to work on? Who is responsible for owning that particular initiative? And then what does the timing look like? And you can see on this example, there's several things that are, 3, 4, 5, 6 months out. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Hopefully this gives you a good idea on how to actually take your current state, areas of opportunity, and communicate those areas of opportunity in a form, in that particular template that I just shared with you. Something that's simple. It's one page. It's not a detailed presentation. You can always turn it into that depending on your company environment, but I like to keep things simple. One page. You can actually put this up in your maintenance shops, up in your production areas, give it to your internal customers so they have access to it. And it's just a good way to keep it visible, keep it transparent, keep it in front of you and your team each and every day so that you have something to work towards. So if you got any value out of this video, please subscribe to my channel. I post a lot of videos on here about operational type of topics. Maintenance is something I'm very passionate about. And also click that notification bell if you want to get notified whenever I drop a new video, which I do on a pretty regular basis. Also, I do have a Facebook group that I operate in quite frequently. It's free. Anyone can join, and if you want to interact with me, I do some live videos in there from time to time. I also drop some more detailed content, some things like these templates you can go get access to if you think they might help you. There'll be a link to that Facebook group in the notes below. So hopefully this helped you. Hopefully, if you're looking for a way to communicate how to transform your maintenance department, maybe to upper management, you want something you can also communicate to your maintenance team members, this is a good way to do that. So until next time, best of luck and have fun, optimizing your maintenance department. Talk to you soon.